the big story between these two teams yesterday, we finally get official word, not that we were crazy surprised over it, but Darren Waller calls it a career. He retires officially now. Kind of as I just mentioned there, that we knew that this was coming, but good to get official word if you're a fan of the New York Giants.
Yeah, it's good to get official word so that the Giants can plan ahead and know that Darren Waller won't be here this season, but it's also good to officially get that salary cap relief. Darren Waller retiring frees up $11.6 million in salary cap space for the Giants officially now. So they were among the least cap healthy teams in the NFL before this. Now they're pretty cap healthy. They have enough money to make some moves, or at least to go into the regular season with some insurance if they want to go about it that way. But obviously also leaves a big hole for the Giants potentially at tight end. They tried to plan ahead, drafted somebody. So, they're somewhat prepared for this. It's something that they knew was probably going to happen. But Waller retires, excellent career for him. At one time was one of the best tight ends in the NFL, and I wish him nothing but the best. I respect his decision. He's walking away from a lot of money, so clearly he's making a difficult but personal decision. And I guess you got to respect it as a Giants fan, although it does leave a little bit of a hole on this team's roster.
Yeah, obviously from the player side of it, like you got to just kind of respect that they took their time to make this decision. But is any part of you like any part of you holding anything against Darren Waller for waiting until June to make this call instead of in March? It almost feels in a way similar to what the Jets went through last year with Corey Davis when he steps away in August, right in the middle of training camp.
Yeah, at least with Waller versus Corey Davis, I believe with Corey Davis, it was kind of like a big surprise. I don't think it
Yep.
was something that he made known he was contemplating publicly. So the Jets didn't really plan ahead for that. Different for Darren Waller. He made it known very early in the offseason that this was something he was considering. He gave the Giants plenty of time to plan ahead and make some moves to prepare for this. And they did. So I'm not upset with him. I'm not holding anything against him. Obviously, it was a difficult decision for him. He has a lot going on in his personal life. He started to reveal certain things when he announced the retirement about some medical scares that he had during the regular season. So I think it was probably a very difficult decision for him. He wanted to take his time before he made it. I respect it. I don't necessarily hold anything against him, especially because he did inform the Giants that it was something that could happen. So they did go out there and make plans just in case Waller did retire.
Yeah, absolutely. They did draft someone, as you mentioned, which I think is going to play a role in this upcoming season. And you obviously have other veteran options on the roster. We talked a little bit about this last week because the news and the rumblings were really getting that much stronger. You still standing firm that you don't think they need to add someone in free agency? I think we mentioned like Logan Thomas as the only name that like remotely stands out.
Yeah, and then Logan Thomas, shortly after we mentioned him, signed elsewhere. So there's really nobody on the market as badly as I think. Yeah, maybe the Giants could add some depth there, and they could definitely use some help at the tight end spot. There's really no help to be added unless you wait until training camp cuts and waiver wire additions, or maybe you make a trade during training camp. Those could be an option for the Giants, but I think that they're going to stick with what they've got. They like Daniel Bellinger, who they drafted 2 seasons ago. He had a solid rookie year, didn't play a whole lot last year because of Darren Waller's presence. When Daniel Bellinger did play, he didn't even get to play tight end. He was basically playing swing tackle because the Giants' offensive line was so bad. So you hope that this year the offensive line is a little bit better and these tight ends can actually play tight end. In addition to Bellinger, they drafted Theo Johnson out of Penn State in the 4th round. Really athletic, fits that Darren Waller archetype. He's got a similar mold, athletic build, and playing style. So I like what the Giants have in their tight end room right now. It sucks to lose Waller because he was an established veteran and a quality player. But the young players that the Giants have, they just need to step up in a big way. I think they've got talent. Now it's just about developing them.
You also have Jets legend Lawrence Cager still kicking around. I pulled up the our lads depth chart. He's tight end 5 right now on the depth chart. So you never know. Maybe a big training camp ahead for our guy Lawrence Cager here.
And Lawrence Cager was the de facto Darren Waller replacement for the Giants in practice last year because they had a similar playing style. I believe Cager also began as a wide receiver, then converted to tight end. So he had that speed and athleticism that Waller had. So when Waller left the lineup, the Giants did like to utilize Lawrence Cager in that Darren Waller role. But now I don't think that's going to be necessary. I think He's tight end 5 for a reason. He's going to be a backup who's struggling to make the team because Theo Johnson's going to fit that Darren Waller role and probably play it at a much higher level than Lawrence Cager is capable of. So really banking on Theo Johnson to be an impactful rookie. And it is a little bit scary, though, for the Giants. I believe nearly all of their rookies are going to see significant playing time in one way or another, whether you're talking special teams, starters on offense, or starters on defense. They're going to be relying on their rookies quite a lot. And now you could just add another one that they're going to be putting a lot of pressure on to deliver.